Morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is the Vanquish Canine list that I took to the Toronto Regional that happened on January 10th. So as of day of recording, literally one day before. In total, I performed honestly super bad. I went X3 and dropped. So, be that as you will. And I played most of the rounds out, and I'm not very happy with how I performed. Not because of the fact that the deck played bad. Vanquish Canine is still a very competent deck. My friend Yihong actually ended up finishing the day at 4th. So, frankly speaking, a lot of it comes down to my own abilities, or rather, my inability to understand that I came here to compete, not to whine and complain about my lack of sleep. So, getting into the actual deck profile itself. So, this list is honestly very standardized because Vanquish right now is standardized. 1 Raisin, 3 Jalong. I played Jalong at 2 for a while, but to be frank with you, Jalong is still an amazing card, and I've never hated having it in hand. Like, this was always like oh, I wish it was Holly Sue, but like it's still a pretty good card to have any Vanquishal. It does, however, suck when you open this with like a dud name and you're like, well, shit, I have Caesar and like Borger in hand or like something else, and you can't do anything with this. But still, it's a 3 of that you should play. I might bump this to 2, but there's just not better cards you can play in its slot. Moving on, we play 3 Holly Sue. I'm not gonna explain this. This card's just Holly Sue. It's too good. Next we have 1 Caesar, sorry, 1 Caesar and 1 Borger. There is an argument to play 2 Borger, and they're usually right. But the fact of the matter is, like, this card just sucks to draw if you can't pair it with anything. So I'd rather like play more like, I guess, low to the ground type of strategy. And most games end before the second Borger does come up. Like, grind games do exist, but into like decks like, for example, like Mitsurugi Yami, if you can't break past them early, having this instead of like a better card just sucks, honestly. Although I will say though, both of them came up. I was very happy with both of them. No issues with that. Next is 3 Mad Love. If you guys have been following this channel for a while, you know I've been playing Vanquish for a little over 2 years now. I actually used to hate this card because I didn't want to play it. It's like a 1 of, it adds like continue exactly. But now that it's a 3 of, I have to say, Mad Love's really nice. It lets me bounce like the Murakumo. It also lets me bounce some random like stuff. So it's pretty nice. I like it as a card. Yeah. It's also really good. And then now moving on to the K9 names, we play 3 Jogul, 3 Izuna. I don't think we have to explain this. You should be maxing out these numbers. 1 Lupus. I really liked the list that played like 2 more Lupus, but I didn't find any in time for this tournament. And the thing is, with additional Lupuses though, at the same time, it's like, it's nice. It's almost like a high-end trap. It lets you summon Typhon, but at the same time, I only liked maybe like a second one because I was like, wow, I don't have Lupus anymore. This makes my board weaker. And a lot of the times, I was forced into positions where I had to like start Yu-Gi-Oh away a Lupus and it banish itself because of the reborn. So that's like kind of my reasoning for this. For my last K9 like monsters that I do play, I played 2 Noroi and 1 Lantern. I don't think you should be playing 3 Noroi because this card is like a Jiaolong to me, right? Like, at least you can normal summon it, but this also kind of sucks to open in hand because this is like a really easy Ash, Imperm, whatever bait, and if you don't open a K9 card that can like brute force it, it's kind of bad. I was actually considering like playing another Lantern. Lantern seems really good, and like people do say like, oh, 1 Lantern, like, because yeah, it's a dead card in hand. But this also, I'd like to bring to attention, adds like any like K9 spell, which does do a lot. And frankly speaking, that gives it rooms for consideration for more. Noroi 2 is great. I wouldn't play more of them. They're good for looking at hands and beating certain matchups. Next, for the K9 spells I play 3 Case and 1 Force Release. I always argue for 3 Case because it adds the different K9 names as well. And I also will say, playing this at 2 is like, playing this at 2 is like weird in my personal opinion. I always thought the consistency of grabbing a K9 name was like always really good, even if it gets you trolled, because that words you end on a rank 5, right? This is like my argument of not playing 3 Noroi. It's like if you have 3 Case, then that's like the 3rd Noroi maybe. It's a little bit of a delusional argument, but it does kind of make sense, at least to me. Didn't really affect me. Really liked having the 3rd Case for K9. did come up, funnily enough, but I do side out, usually going second 2 of them. And it helps my consistency. Next is Rhoda. I honestly really freaking hate Rhoda. This card, like, used to be really good, don't get me wrong. But, like, now I've, like, had 2 games, actually, in a day where I drew Rhoda and, like, Raisin. And I, like, kind of had to look at my opponent and just smile because I'm like, yeah, it's one of those hands. This card you have to play because it's really good for, like, ripping off, like, Saryuya. It's better than Prosperity because, like, it doesn't deny draws. And, like, it's, like, a card you kind of have to play. I do side this out a lot, funnily enough, though, going second. Maybe I'll put talents back for this, but yeah, you just play it, because it's a consistency card. 1 start, and then 1 stake your soul. Start, don't need to explain that, very good Vanquish card. Stake your soul, I think, should have been the only Vanquish name they limited, to be frank with you. All those people saying, like, oh, you should bring, like, Vanquish, like, Raisin to 1 as well. Like, they both got limited at the end of the day, I agree with that, but, like, it, like, completely pisses me off, like, to no extent, that they just didn't decide to just ban, like, you know, one of them. I would have rather they banned Stake Your Soul, or hell, to be frank with you, like, this deck is not, okay, I will say this, like, this sounds kind of delusional, but I'll just put it this way. Vanquish as a deck is really fun, and it is good, but limiting one of these really, really blows consistency-wise, and I really wish they kept one of these at 3. I don't think Vanquish should have been hit as hard. And as someone who's played this for so long, Stake Your Soul should have just been, like, the one that's just got hit alone. Like, against, like, Mitsurugi Yami and, like, well, honestly, Mitsurugi Yami and Draco Tail, like, having the 3rd Raisin comes up a lot. This is just, like, this should have been the only one limited. I know this is a rant, but I still think, like, that was really, like, fucked. Moving on, 1 Called by the Grave. Called by Grave still is really good. It's actually pretty good going second as well. You can, like, Called by 5 mana and it baits out, like, you know, the Draco Tail trap. You also can Called by Murakumo, so this does come up. I liked it. And then we have Snow Devil. Well, Snow Devil, you know, good card. I do side it out going second. Then for my hand traps, I played 3 Fuelos, 1 Shifter, 2 of the Bestial names, and then 3 Ash Blossom. Fuelos, Ash Blossom, great cards, don't need to explain them. Also, Ash Blossom is a fire attribute. Every game I played Shifter and I won. And then the 2 Bestials, I played into Mitsurugi Yumi, but I didn't really have a chance to drop this, well, either of them. And the games I did were against, like, weirder matchups. Like, I dropped this against Draco Tail to, like, go and, like, Bestial the Malulu. It, like, won me the game, but to be frank with you, like, they're all right. I wouldn't say, like, they're bad, and they're certainly better names to have in hand, because they are, like, interaction, but I might side these out in the future. Moving on to the side deck first, because you know, the extra deck's coolest, you know, in my opinion. And then we have, so in the side deck, we play 3 Droll and Lockbird, 3 Ghost Bell, 3 Perulia, 3 Nibiru, and then 3 Imperm. I will just literally be honest with my own, like, deck building choices. Imperm, Nibiru, Perulia, and Droll were all really good. Droll, like, saved me a few times against Mitsurugi Yumi. Perulia, I will say, it's kind of funny. I lost a game where I double Perulia, a Mitsurugi Yumi player, and they just went, like, Hornet drones, and that actually pissed me off a lot because he hard opened it, so I didn't get any draws. And then, also, please fucking hit Mitsurugi Yumi. That deck's so bullshit. There's, like, no reason it should exist, like, at that power level. Imperm was really good. Like, this card didn't feel bad to draw. It was a good card to set. I know I should be playing cards like Anti-Spell and, like, Tikaboo, but, like, those are really cringe. I really don't like the idea of sacking someone. Ironic, because I do play Shifter. Nibiru did come up. It was just good to, like, hold. Malice was still a deck, and because I didn't want to play, like, what was the card called? Meowls? I was like, okay, might as well play this. With that in mind, though, Ghost Bell should have been Retaliating Sea. It just should have been Retaliating Sea. Like, Retaliating Sea does everything that Ghost Bell wants to do against top matchups. Sure, it hits the trap, but with that in mind, though, maybe, like, in future, I would actually cut Imperm for it, but I don't know. I just was not a fan of it. It was all right. Like, I won't say it was bad. It was, like, good to draw off a Borger, but yeah. Honestly, did not do enough deck testing. Like, this is the first Yu-Gi-Oh video I'm uploading in, like, months, or any video at that. Next we have 2 Ripper, 1 Jax, 1 Werewolf. 2 Ripper is should be the choice. Cut rocks for this. Rocks, I know some people are like, oh, you know, it's so good. Fuck no, don't listen to them. They're trolling. I don't know. I actually like rocks. I was a rocks like fan for a long while. But second rigger. Whoa, that sounds bad. Second Ripper comes up, and it comes up a lot. You got to be playing this, and at 2. Ripper is like a card I expect will be like banned in the future because it gets you all the K9 names as rank 5 generic, and it threatens a lot. It threatens 5 mana, threatens everything. You always have to have the second one. Jacks you don't really want to cut. Like there's moments when you want Jacks. Werewolves busted. They're just this card is just busted. And then for the rest of the cards that we play 1 nationally. We play the Umbral Horror package, as well as the CXCs. Umbral Horror is like the better one. Silent Honor Arc ironically did come up, but having like the idea of just having this on board forces the opponent to play differently when they approach like the thing. Although board breakers are still incredible into this deck. I don't really know what else to say. Got hit by a few board breakers that made me sad. Next we play 1 Tyrus. Didn't come up, but in testing with some of my friends, this was pretty good. You know, just as a generic card to like try to break boards with. But to be fair, I like didn't love this. I might, but there's not like a cooler rank 5 to play. Ironically enough, though, I was discussing with a friend of just playing Vanquish as a rank 4 package again, but that's another discussion. Next is Zeus and Typhon. Zeus is Zeus. It's a really good card, and then there's Typhon. Is just, you know, you always want to have a Typhon, you know. And then kind of normal SP, Saryuya, and then 2 rock. Don't play 3 rock. It'll rarely come up. And yeah, that is my Vanquishal deck list, and thank you for watching. Now, if you're here to just kind of get some of my general insights, which would be weird because I haven't topped in a while, to be frank with you, the biggest takeaway that I had for the event was the fact that like I came there very tired. I went there to kind of kind of understand how tournaments run, and I did actually get that, and I also figured out how the venue works. But I was also disappointed in myself because I did come for a tournament, and at the end of the day, right, like if you're there for a competition, you should be in the mindset to compete. Like I was giving myself excuses. I'm like, oh, I'm on like 2 hours of sleep, which I was, and I also was like, oh man, like I'm having like a really bad day. I'm tired. I'm like not really thinking about my plays. I just go through the motions. I was super annoyed at myself at the end of the day when I realized this. Like, sure, I didn't place terrible. Like, I'm pretty sure, and if I remember correctly, I ended top 64, which is like all right, right? But like, I'm like disgusted with like the way I was thinking about myself. Like, wow, you know, like whatever. I'm just playing, you know, playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, no, like with an opportunity to compete, you should be taking like every advantage, like thoroughly. Like if you're there for competition, then be a competitor, not just be a bystander. And I think that's the biggest takeaway. I mean, losing regional might be worth that lesson. So with that in mind, thank you for watching, and yeah, like and subscribe. I don't know, it's all out of time.